Hey guys, welcome back to the Living Waters Farm. This is Billy, and in today's video we're going to do a little July 2023 update on the 3 IBC totes that we converted into fish tanks. So it's been a couple months now since we first set this up, and I released the video to you, and I haven't had a chance to clean or do anything with it this morning. I just had a request to do a July update on it, so here it is. So everything's running the way it should. Water's nice and clear. Fish are doing very well. Water could be a little bit cleaner. I am due for a little bit of a clean out here. Water change. A little bit of algae buildup, but not much. That's to be expected from the grow light that I've got up here. I'm gonna get a little bit of algae. But yeah, the system is stable, it's doing good. I did get the plumbing finished finally. This is basically, this here is where I drain all the poop out. All I have to do is turn this valve right here off. And then I've got another valve down here. Boom, I open that up and it actually goes down into my sump, which will actually, it actually shoots out in the street over here. And I'd love to be able to capture some of that and use it for my gardening, but for now, this is what it is. And basically it's a sump that catches all the rainwater as it comes down. And it floods in the garage sometimes, but we got the sump and it shoots it back out in the street. So that's what I tapped into. So when I do a clean out, like I said, all I gotta do is turn this off, open that valve up, and everything from this barrel, which is my solids barrel, and it catches all that thick, nasty, gross stuff before it goes up into the filter. I'm able to go ahead and just drain it out. It goes out the sump, down the sewer, and you know, I was saying that squirted out on the road, but that's just the excess. Most of everything goes down into the sewer lines that catches all the rainwater. But if it's too much, then that is the overflow, and it puts it out onto the street, and it's just water, you know, and it doesn't cause any kind of issues. But yeah, the system is solid. Everything's holding together. I've had one issue that was a problem, and see these spawning mops. I use these. It's just yarn on a wine cork. It makes them float like this. I use those for spawning mops. Well, I had a spawning mop down in here with my feeder goldfish. Well, apparently it got stuck up underneath this flow here, pushed it down, and it had gotten stuck in this drain. So now the water can't flow from this particular tank, caused it to overflow, and the water was pouring everywhere. When I got up the next morning, my floor was flooded. All my tanks were down low because, you know, all the water's overflowing out of this. I mean, everything was running, so that is one of the issues that I do have with this. There's no real cutoff in case of something like that. Had I been out of town, I would have ruined my system. Like, all that water would have ended up overflowing out of this tank until these were completely empty. Everything would have moved over into those barrels and just continued. Now, everything in this would have survived, but these fish would have died because all that water would have. So that's the only real problem with this system. And I'm not really sure how I would go about fixing that, or what I would add into the system to keep that from happening. I mean, I guess I could. No, I'm not really sure. So if you guys have any comments, if you've got any ideas, I'd like to hear them, because I'd love to be able to go out of town for a week, and if something were to happen accidentally and one of them get clogged up or something, somehow the system would still remain to where I wouldn't lose my fish. You know, I mean, I could put something down here, some kind of valve, something inside on each one of these three, to where it keeps so much water in the tank. But then that's going to kind of mess up how it, like right now it's gravity fed, you know, the water comes in through the top and the poop gets sucked out the bottom. So if there was something sticking up, that poop's just going to sit around on the floor, and it's not going to. So part of the reason why I've got this set up in the way I do is so that the poop will just fall down onto the floor, but it gets sucked out through the valve here, you know, and over into my solids tank. But anyway, that's it for July. The system is great. I love it. It holds a lot of water. I clean it out once a week, you know, doing this here. Like I said, I close that off, open that up, drain this, and all that nasty, the solids, I'm able to rinse out, and it washes straight down the drain. Then I can fill back up with the fresh water, open everything back up, and boom. I mean, it's real simple. And then, you know, I've got some algae eaters in each one of my tanks, so it helps with some of the algae. I mean, this one here is the worst of them with the algae, but I mean, I'm directly right underneath this LED grow light. So it's to be expected to have a little bit of algae. And besides that, it's feeding my algae eaters. And those are the Plecos. Let's see if we can see them. But most of you know what they are. The algae eater, the Pleco, they're very common. The armored catfish, I believe, is a nickname for them. But all right, guys, any questions, comments, concerns, let me know. Make sure you hit the like button, help me get paid for it. If you haven't already subscribed, please do so. All that stuff. We'll see you in the next video. Peace.